Hi, welcome everyone. Most of you know about me, and those who are new, my name is Harish, and currently I'm in Australia. So this course is more into digital testing. Okay. So before this course, I want every participant to be clear. If you are having any questions, and if you're not understanding any topic what we are discussing about, please feel free to stop at any point of time, and you can question this one. So today's session, the course is around 40 days. So there is a very tight syllabus which I have packed around. Let's start with slow pace, and then once everyone are comfortable with the training, then we'll increase the pace of the training. Okay. So today's session will be more like induction for the first 20 minutes, like that. What we are going to do in the training for the next 40 days, what's our agenda, what exactly we are going to do, and end of the training, what is the goal of our training. So we'll discuss that, and we'll also see the core syllabus. Suppose if anyone of you are not seen the video, so this will make you clear about the course content, and if any queries, I'll take up there, and then we'll start with the manual testing introduction today. All right. Any questions, queries before I start introduction?
No question. Go ahead.
Great. Okay. So the course will be more into digital testing. About me, myself Harish, and I have more than 10 plus years of IT experience, and I have trained more than 3,000 plus IT resources. Yes, exactly 3,000 plus, more than that. Not only on testing and various courses like Git, SVN. I started in 2015 about the corporate trainings. So from then I conducted multiple in-house and external classroom as well as virtual trainings. So the count is going more and more. So recent batches which I have covered is like Azure Architect and AWS Architect courses. So this ongoing courses are digital testing, which is the current batch, and Spring Boot with microservices is an ongoing batch, which is for 12 days. And the course timing is IST PM morning 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's 4 hours every day. Already 4 days has been completed, and remaining we have 8 days of training. Okay. So upcoming courses, DevOps Advanced, which we are going to likely start on Jan mid, and Azure Cloud Architect, we are planning for a weekend batch. So I'll give you concrete dates once these both training dates are fixed. Yeah. So this is the course overview. So what exactly we are going to cover? This is in a very high level. So initially, most of you are from testing background. I personally knew few of them, and this course is also designed in such a way that if any fresher or the final year graduate student who is attending this course should be able to pick up and should be able to match the current tester who has work experience. That's the beauty of designing this course, and that's the reason I'm starting with the functional and manual testing. So initially we'll discuss about manual testing, what exactly, why the testing is required, and all this generic GAN, which is very really important for all the attendees and participants who are entering into the IT department. And then we'll see the introduction to automation, why automation testing is required, and what is the necessity of automation, why exactly, what are the tools that we are going to use, and various testing technologies which are there in the current market. And yeah, so this more important part of the training, but I don't teach it as a very difficult topic. So those who have the fear of coding or the fear of code that I cannot learn a programming language, just get rid of that. You have got one of the best trainer on the planet. So I'm not going to teach each and every topic on the core Java, but what exactly is required for automation tester? What programming does he require? So that is what I'm going to teach. From there, I'll ensure that you are on a proper track where you can do a self learning. Okay. So yes, at the end of the training you will be able to independently write selenium codes, apm codes, api testing codes. For that, how much programming knowledge is required, that step I'm going to concentrate on core Java programming. Okay. So get rid of the fear that you will be not able to code, or you are, I'm not from a coding background, I'm a fresher, I don't know what is Java and all. I'm going to teach from the basics. I'm going to download the Java in front of you and make sure that how to install Java, and what are the major fundamentals of Java that you need to understand before you write a first program or the hello world program. So then from there I'll take it forward, and at the end of the course my only goal is each and every participant who attend this training should be more than a developer. Obviously you will be a more than a developer. I'll come to that part in our while discussing during manual testing in today's end of the session. So obviously you'll be better than a developer, and you will have you'll learn a lot of technologies what a developer cannot learn. Okay. So only thing what I am expecting from you is you should be enthusiastic, willing to learn, and I'll be providing assignments every time. I'll be providing assignments every day. Okay. So just give me a sec. Let me check if I'm recording the session. Uh, yeah, the session is getting recorded. Yeah, so most of the participants are from UK time zone. So I just need to pause these recordings for them post training. So I should make sure I record everything what I going to. Yeah. So we are at core Java. So do not get panic, or do not think that you cannot learn core Java. So I'll make sure that each and everyone will be able to write the code independently from the scratch. So each and every letter what we are going to, what I'm going to write or what we are going to write will be explained in very detail, so that who is having very minimal programming language, or who are starters, they will be understanding the pace of that one. So till here, till the selenium automation, the pace will be bit low. Those who are already working on the automation testing, or the or already in the testing background, just bear with me for first couple of weeks, so that once all the participants are in the same page, then we'll try to increase the speed and we'll see how it will go. Okay. So questions, let me take a pause here. And see, I love to make this session very interactive, so please feel free to ask any questions if you have.
No, sir, there is no questions. It's very
Fine.
clear.
Fine. By the way, may I know who is it? It says the name Preeti.
No, this is Harsha.
Hi Harsha. Yeah. Great. So once everyone are familiar with core Java basics, now you know how to write a program, basically a Java program. So Java language is used to do multiple purposes. So either you can write a development code, or you can write a standalone code, or you can write automation script. So we'll be focusing to write an automation script. So in order to understand what is automation, what exactly you're going to automate, so you need to morely focus on today's session. Okay. So you need to understand what is manual testing, what are the test artifacts that are required, or you're going to extract the artifacts which are performed in manual testing. So just be concentrated on these two parts, so that in Selenium automation you'll know what is the goal you are going to achieve here. Okay. So now you know how to write a Java programs, how to what is the goal of the Java program. So the goal of Java program would be you are automating a manual scenario which you are doing repeatedly. So that would be your goal. Then I will give you an overview of what is the Selenium tool, what exactly the Selenium tool is going to perform. Okay. So once this you are familiar with Selenium and the tool of the Selenium, we will be writing a proper Selenium script, which will be automated and will be conducting executing the Selenium scripts. So first couple of days we'll focus on basic Selenium scripts. Once everyone are fine, able to do the assignments properly without any hiccups, then we'll concentrate on Selenium advanced. So I have not kept each and everything here because the list is too much what we have packed in the syllabus. So Selenium advanced is the one which we are going to discuss for additional 2 or 3 days, because in Selenium Advanced we are going to discuss about Selenium Grid, parallel executions, and drag drop functionalities, and it's like advanced course of Selenium. Okay, so now we will be able to be in a situation where the manual testing, you're well versed with manual testing, then the simple programming. So I cannot say you will be an expert in core Java, but at least you will be in a situation you will be able to independently write programs for the assignments what I have given. So then we'll start up with automation. Don't worry if you are stuck somewhere in core Java, if you are not clear with each and every concept what we have discussed. So you will eventually learn by the end of the course, because a complete course is going to be a practical. I'm not going to give generic PPTs and waste your time or my time. Okay, so if you understand how to create a class and very minimal basic things, you will be able to comfortably travel with me along the entire course. Okay, so then yeah, so once you are expert in Selenium, we'll start with BDD Cucumber, and we'll see what is BDD and what is the need for BDD, why exactly the industry has moved towards the BDD from TDD, and we will be writing a Gherkin feature files, and we will automate the Selenium with BDD. Okay, so here completes the manual and automation testing for most of the industry standards. So if you say there are 1,000 people in the market who has automation knowledge, so out of 1,000 people, more than 800 people know only this much of automation. Okay, only up to the automating of Selenium, neither BDD as well, only up to TDD, Selenium automation with any programming language. It might be a Java, or it might be a Python, or it might be C Sharp, whatever it is. But so to stand out of the group, we have extended this additional training syllabus. So this training syllabus will make you to, I mean, your profile very unique. Maybe it might be for the selection of during the shortlisting of job, or during performing while interview. So you no need to learn any new technologies or new programming languages in order to complete remaining course. The same whatever you have learned for the core Java, for Selenium, the same core Java is enough to do the rest of the training. So mobile testing, so here you need to, this more like a manual functional testing. In the manual testing here, we know what artifacts we are going to work, what are the documents in manual testing that we are going to work, and what exactly we need to produce as a deliverable artifacts. The same artifacts will be applied to mobile testing, but you must know how to test a mobile applications. So here we are going to test manual mobile testing. uh, so once the mobile testing is completed, then we'll go on-demand cloud testing. So nowadays it's not possible for a small projects in order to purchase mobile devices for a small span of time. So that's why this on-device cloud mobile testing is introduced. So we'll see at least 4 to 5 vendors of manual cloud testing. So once you understand what are mobile applications, what exactly we are going to automate, then we will start with APM automation. So this course, what I'm going to teach will be only for Android. For iOS, no, I'm not going to teach iOS, because most of you will not have Mac laptops with you, and one or two might have, but I don't want to wait the other people to go with that. But the code what you write for Android and iOS, it is very similar, and only couple of lines of change will be there that I'm going to teach you. And but iOS automation we are going to execute in on-demand cloud. Okay, So we will select any one of the cloud and we will execute the same script on iOS devices in cloud devices, not on the complete local setup like how we do for Android. Okay, but make sure that you focus too much in Android because I'm going to teach in a developer perspective, not in the testing perspective. Okay, so not only mobile testing or Selenium or the web services or microservices testing, whatever the testing technology or service what I'm going to teach will be in developer perspective. I'm going to start from the fundamentals. Either you know or you don't know, you must this course will be along with fundamentals to expertise level. Okay, then comes the expiry test automation. This is a commercial tool which is used most widely, and it is stands as a leader in the market. So 1 month free trial license will be there for C-test automation. I will show you how to download this, how to install in your missions and work with your missions. So max 3 to 4 days is more than enough if you cover all my assignments, what I'm going to provide to be in expertise in this tool. And this is a similar tool which is a open source APM Studio. So recently this is getting popular from because many of the users are going to use this APM Studio. So here completes the mobile testing expertise. So if you are good at mobile testing, yes, you will be more demandable in the market. Next comes the API testing. So API testing is a cakewalk. So if you understand both the technologies and terminologies in Selenium as well as APM testing is like it's a common sense with a minimal technical knowledge, which I'm going to teach you in a very easiest way. Okay. So we will discuss about evolution of web services where REST, SOAP, JMS, message queues, RabbitMQs, TIBCO MS, everything is there. And we'll see what exactly is microservice as well, differences between web and microservice, and differences between SOAP and REST. Okay. Then here we are going to majorly concentrate on two tools. One is the SOAP UI, and the other one is the Postman. So these tools are the major tools which are acquired more than 80 to 90% of the API testing market. I mean testing market. And there are other tools like REST Assured Karate DFS, which are based on Java programming language. And yeah, we are going to see that as well. Yeah, so this completes API testing as well. So next, you will be wondering why the sentiment and what exactly the sentiment analysis is that important to keep that in our syllabus and learn it. Yes, it is important. Why? Because recently most of the customers who are concentrating on digital testing is moving towards customer sentiment. So at least one or two topics if you cover, or one or two applications if you know about sentiment analysis, you can that will be an value added to your resume or profile. As well as accessibility testing, yes, it is more, it's a mandatory now for many of the government organizations what they are going to build either mobile or web based applications. So A bar B testing is like a comparison testing which is simple and it takes 1 or 2 hours. And user experience testing is like more into theoretical part, as well as we'll try to see how to convert this theoretical part into a practical part. So this is the course overview. Any queries, guys, before I go further?
No, sir.
Perfect. So if you want a detailed syllabus of this course, I guess I have shared all this PPT and syllabus with everyone. So you can keep a track of this one, whether we are going as per the syllabus or not, and this some training details. Yeah. So who are the course audience? So any freshers or the final year students, and experienced IT analysts who are already working as a testers or automation testers in order to learn a different technology. Like suppose if you already know Selenium automation, then you want to learn a BDD, mobile testing and other things. So this course will help you to learn all those, and it will help you to shift your career. And automation testers, as I told, and who are looking desperately for job change. So along with this, guys, I'm going to cover a few more topics like I'm going to cover Git. So Git in the perspective of testers, how much is required for Git. And I'm going to cover Jenkins. So Jenkins is like a DevOps tool which is required. And also I'm going to cover yeah, so this both is mandatory. I'm going to cover this both. And yeah, along the another one is the database. So I will show you how to install any open source database and differences between database and other things. So I have not included that in the syllabus, but anyways, I'm going to take this installation of database and working with database. Okay. So any queries, and if you feel something is more valuable and which is missed out of the course, yeah, I'm happy to onboard those topics into the course, and we are going to continue on that. Okay.
Sir, is there any SQL training in this course? Means like you will go through any SQL queries or
Yeah. No, so this course is like installing of MySQL. I'm going to use MySQL as the database. What we are going to work here. So installation of MySQL server and Workbench. Then how to create a database, DDL commands, DML commands, CRUD operations. How to test the basically in the perspective of a tester, how to write queries, how to extract the data, and how to compare the data. That's what we are going to focus more in the database.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Questions?
No, sir.
Yep. Fine. If no questions, let's start today's session. So today we'll be looking about manual testing, how to perform manual testing, and we'll see some of the basic, very, very basic fundamentals of a testing. Okay, what exactly you want to see, how what testing should be there for a testers. These are the few terminologies which everyone will be knowing, but in terms of software testing, what exactly is testing? That's what we are going to discuss here. So these are the few topics, like what is quality, what is software testing, why testing is necessary, who does the testing, and what has to be tested, and what are the types of the testing that the current uh, companies or the current projects that they are considering in scope, and the summary, what should be the summary of software testing basics, and skills for you to become a software tester, and what should be your academic background. Okay, this is what we are going to focus now. So what is quality? So many people have many definitions for quality, but uh, I love only two persons in terms of quality. One is Joseph Juran. So he is a Romanian American engineer and a management consultant evangelist for quality and quality management. So he tells that quality is a fitness for use. Okay. So if you want to use any product, or if you want to use any either software or hardware or whatever it is, doesn't matter. It must be only software. So it might be in anything. Let's say a doll which is played by kids. So it should be in a proper fitness and as per the desired how it is designed. So then that's what quality definition he says. And the second one is Philip B. Crosby, and he is the businessman and author who contributed to the management theory and quality management practices. So, guys, there is a new participant. Welcome, Vinod. Can you hear us? Okay, sorry for that. Let's resume the session. So, yeah, the first person is like Joseph Juran. So, as I told, he is a Romanian American engineer who is a management consultant evangelist for quality and quality management. So, he tells that fitness is fitness for use. So, whatever is eligible for use, that defines the quality. And the other guy, Philip B. Crosby, so he is a businessman and author who contributed more in his life towards the testing, towards the quality as well as the quality management. So he tells that quality is like a conformance to requirement. So whatever the requirement is, the developer will develop as per the requirement. If it is exactly looking as per the requirement, then it is the conformance of quality. That's what the definition is. So basically, a quality product should satisfy all the needs of the customer. That's why we are going to do a quality check. It might be in any manufacturing sector, or it might be financial sector, it might be in IT sector, it can be anything. It might be a product, hardware, software, whatever it is, including our food items. So that's what quality is. So it should be satisfiable, and it should be it meets the expectations of the customer. So what exactly is software testing? So software testing is, it's like a method to test whether the actual software product is exactly matching the requirements what is gathered before developing the product. So if the both expected and actual product matches, yes, the way or the method of doing this is called as software testing. So it involves execution of software or system components. It can be either manual or it can be automated way, or tools which will be helping to evaluate us in multiple interest. Okay, the purpose of software testing is, we know, right? Why do we do this software testing? To identify if any deviations are there from the requirements, or in order to check if any gaps are there in the requirements. Let's say the customer has came to a company and he has given 10 features for a function for a product to develop, but all of a sudden the developer has developed only 8 features and released to market. The other 2 features the customers will be not able to use, right? So that's the reason, in order to identify what exactly we are releasing to the market is per the expectation of the customer or not. In order to check that, this software testing process is there. So yeah, we are going to see how many types of software testing and all is there. So first, understand what is the necessity. So one is cost effective. So why? Because, for example, consider any IT project. So let's say a bank is there, HDFC Bank. So they're developing a software which will help the HDFC customers in order to test or to log in to their banking portal and do the transactions. Okay. So yeah, there are a lot of features in the banking, right? In everyday banking app. Say for example, you can add a beneficiary, you can add your funds, transfer funds, and you can pay your credit card bills, and you can check your statements, and like these are the banking functionalities of the features. Agree? So all of a sudden, adding a beneficiary feature is missed in your requirement. I mean, in the requirement it's there, but your developer has missed to develop that. He has released the app, the HDFC app is into the market, but you don't have an option to add a beneficiary. How as a customer, how do you feel that? You will feel frustrated, right? Without adding a beneficiary, why do you need that mobile app? So that's where, in order to the customer, obviously few customers will go to bank and few customers will go away from the bank. So in order to save their customers, in order to save their financial losses, it's we must make sure that testing has been done for every product and every software what we release to the market. So that saves the cost of the owner or the company or the organization. And second one is security. Yeah. So security is also, it's a self-explanatory. I no need to explain in detail. And product quality. Yeah. To ensure the quality of the product, like yeah, as I told the same example, HDFC Bank, right? The app is there, and one day the app button is on the top for that beneficiary, and one day it's in the left bottom corner, and the next minute it is on the middle bottom corner. If you don't see the stability of the application and the user, if you don't see a proper user interface which is there as per the requirement document, obviously the customer will feel frustrated and the sentiment of the customer would be very, very low. Right? Agree with me? Yeah. So obviously product quality is required to test, and the customer satisfaction. So this is the main aim and the main goal of the purpose of the testing, why it is necessary. Questions?
No, no.
So who will do testing? So let me skip this slide and yeah. Can someone tell who can do that? Who will do this testing?
The software testers who are required, like who are recruited by the companies.
Right. Any other answers from any other one?
If anyone want know the requirements, what are they mentioned? If it is matching or not, they can do.
Correct. Any other answers?
Quality analyst.
Agree. Quality analyst. Yeah. Yeah. So see, various see, testing is not a small industry. So testing is a very vast industry. So there are multiple roles in testing, like quality analyst, test engineers, so quality assurance testers or test analysts, software testers, so senior quality analyst or quality assurance engineers, so engineers in test. Okay, engineers in test. Even the developers who are developing a product are going to test the product. So that we are going to look in our syllabus, which is called as unit testing. They do more as unit testing. So we will also look this unit testing. And test managers, yes, test managers also will participate in testing. And business analyst. Can anyone tell why business analyst will do testing?
I have no idea about that.
Yeah. Any others?
Because they know the requirements well, and they can if they are the mediators for the customers and the clients and the team.
Agree. Yep. Any other answers?
It's done in the high level during the requirement gathering.
Okay.
Maybe they do the user acceptance testing.
Well, so what is the role of BA, right? So if anyone doesn't know what is the role of BA, so BAs will collect the information from customer and they write the BRD documents. So BRD is nothing but business requirement document. It is also called as FSD, functional specification document. Okay, so BA will be writing BRD or FSD document. So they know what exactly the customer requirement is. Agree with that? So once they know the exact customer requirement, so end of that product, the tester, say for example, you are a tester, like a software tester, you have approved the product to go for production. Before that, BA will also test in a very high level whether the product is having all the features, how it should expect. So BA should provide you sign off for tester in order to release the product. So this is the process where some companies follow. Okay, then yeah, so that's the role of BA in testing. And so performance testers, this is an additional role where their core responsibility will be more into testing the performance of a product. It might be a load testing or whatever it is. So usability testers, they are very professionally involved in agile development, including shift left development. So software assurance quality developers and the DevOps engineers and continue quality engineers. Okay. So these are the roles who participate in software testing in various levels. Okay. So most of you have seen the course syllabus, right? Can anyone tell which role will best suit us here? and why?
QA analyst.
Okay. Can you tell me the reason?
Since it's an entry level and
Correct. Okay. Any other answers?
Maybe engineers in test.
Yeah. Okay. Let me take it that. So you have seen the syllabus, right? Let me go to the high level syllabus.
Can you hear me?
I guess Nitya is trying to speak, but we cannot hear you. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, hi Harish. Yeah, course content, no overview that might give the clear picture. By the way, hello, am I audible, Harish?
Okay. So you have seen the syllabus, right? So in the syllabus, if you clearly see, few of you answered like quality analyst. Any person who knows manual testing, in any of the testing technology, like it might be in web-based application testing or mobile-based application testing or web services or microservices testing or API, which is called as API testing. If you know manual testing, you can be called as a software assurance. But what is the course agenda or the course goal? You will be a developer come tester, a developer in a testing environment. Okay, so you are going to learn the programming language here, and once you learn the programming language, then you will be working on various testing technologies as well as tools and solutions. I'll make sure that everyone are independent to develop the frameworks on your own. Okay, so usually the industry assumes that only developer can develop the framework, but in our case, any automation tester who has the knowledge in programming language with some guidance and with some fundamentals, I'll make sure that everyone will be able to develop framework on independently with some fundamental programming skills. Okay, so if you learn all these skills, if you follow all the assignments what I give, and if you sincerely perform well, and if you attend the end of the training, your role would be more into let me come back here. This one, engineers in test. Okay, you will be a developer, but your core area will be in testing. So it might be an framework development, or it might be an automation script development, or it might be an integration with a system integration environment, or it might be anything. It might be an integration testing or whatever it is. So once you know all the skill set, you will be under more than a developer. Okay, so what has to be tested? Basically basic functionality. Say for example, Gmail is there. What exactly you are going to test in Gmail? So the first would be, you will be able to provide username and password and ensure that you are successfully able to log into the application, right? So that's the functionality. Like that, there are a lot of functionalities in Gmail. What are the basic functionalities of any email application? Not only Gmail, it might be an Outlook or SMTP or whatever it is, Gmail or live.com or any other vendor. What is the basic functionality of an email?
sending and receiving the mails, electronic mails.
Yeah.
Through the secured HTTPS channel.
A login functionality.
So okay, let me tell you a few more functions. Like login is the first functionality. I should be able to successfully log into the application, email application. Once I'm able to log in, I need to verify if I have received any emails from my friends or whatever it is. That is the receiving emails inbox. I need to check my inbox. Then I need to compose the email, and I should be able to send it successfully to the audience, whoever I desire. Correct? Agree? Yeah. So once these are the very, very basic functionalities: sending email, receiving email, and my email should be confidential and secure, and it should reach only to the person who I decide to. Correct? Yeah. So these are the basic functionalities, basic functional testing. And code review. Basically, this code review is done by developers. Nowadays, the developers will write a unit testing codes. Those codes will be extended by automation testers, which is us, to in order to write full-fledged automation test cases. And we also do. Let me pull that again.
One question, Harish here. Hello. Hello. Am I audible, Harish?
Sorry for that. Yeah.
So then we do a static code analysis. So if there is any changes in the code, then the previous release to this earlier release, so that we perform static code analysis, and unit testing, as I already discussed, and single user performance testing. So these are the major things which we are going to test, to be tested. So before I move to further slide, questions?
Harish, Chandan here once again. Am I audible, Harish?
Yeah, Chandan, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. Considering that, okay, what has to be tested, we mentioned here, right? So from the GUI perspective only, for the given mail application, Gmail application, whatever application has been given. But considering that, okay, end-to-end testing scenario or a scenarios, whatever we are going to bring up, right? Like from the testing perspective and testers' standpoint of view, if you are considering in the sense, not only GUI, right? Even API as well as the backend functionality and the dependency applications, which are all there in the downstream application level. These things also from the, engineers in test environment, we are considering supposed to be like comes in picture, right, Harish?
Yeah, perfectly agree with you, Chandan. So yeah, my goal was just to tell what are the very, very basic things that we are going to cover as testing. So our next slides will cover how many types of testing we are going to perform and what each type of testing is going to do. There are more than 150 plus types of testing that we can apply on any particular product or a project, or it can be on anything, right? So yeah, we are going to see the different types of testing, Chandan.
Sure, Harish. Yeah.
Thanks for bringing the point. Yeah. So any other questions before we move?
Okay. So Chandan, so to Chandan's question, like, there are various types of testing. So if you tell a simple mailing application, yes, we need to test in multiple perspectives, multiple, channels, and multiple things we need to consider. But as I told, right, there are more than 100 plus types of testing. You cannot apply all the 100 types of testing on a single product or a single software. So in a high level, the testing is categorized into three types. One is the functional testing, the second one is the non-functional testing, and third one would be the maintenance or regression testing. Okay, so these are the in a high level categories of different types of testing. Okay, functional testing is so what types of functionalities will come under functional testing is like it be unit testing and integration testing, smoke testing. Don't worry about what is unit testing, integration testing, and all. We will discuss that in detail in coming classes. So these are some of the types of testing which we are going to do in functional. Like localization and globalization is one of the best example. But many of the projects doesn't know, even they do the localization and globalization testing, they don't know what exactly it is. Like localization testing would be when you test in your local environment and with your local components and credentials. So when you integrate that with the global tools or global systems, how exactly the system is behaving. That is what you are going to consider in localization and globalization environments. And non-functional testing, like in under non-functional testing, here you are not going to exactly test about the functionality. You're more focused about the non-functional things of the software, like a performance testing. What is the need for performance testing? Can anyone answer this question?
This is one of the key part of the testing, since it affects the user's interface and accessibility, experience, user experience, and the performance of the application.
Correct. Exactly. Perfect. So any other answers? Yeah. So basically, performance testing is done for various purpose. The main purpose of this one is to gain the user experience. So, for example, you are traveling in a bus or a train, and you have 3G network instead of 4G. So you are trying to perform a banking transaction. It might be a fund transfer or fund release. How exactly this testing is carried out? Okay. How exactly in the 3G network the application is behaving, or suppose the bus is traveling under a tunnel. If there is no network, how exactly the application is behaving, and all of a sudden the network has been restored, how exactly does the application respond for the transaction, or the transaction is rolled back. So say for example 10,000 users hit your application on example like big billion days or the festival seasons like Amazon, Flipkart, Mintra. All these vendors will have lot of billions of users on the same time, right? So that time how exactly the your application is behaving or your infrastructure is behaving. So all those metrics and calculations will be done in performance. Don't worry about that too much. We will discuss that in our next classes. Not exactly the performance testing, but in a functional performance, how to do, what exactly, what metrics you need to consider. So those critical testing will be covered as a part of our syllabus. Yeah, load volume, scalability, and usability. These are the non-performance testing. And maintenance testing is like the regression testing and the maintenance testing. As I told, right? So there are 150 plus types of performance testing types. So if you see here, like acceptance testing, accessibility testing, active testing. Accessibility testing, yes, we have in our course. We will see that in detail. And agile testing, so age testing, ad hoc testing, alpha testing, assertion testing, API testing, then automation testing, then basic path testing. So like that, I'll share this document with you, with everyone. So go through this. So there are 105 plus types of testing. So let me pull down. So have a walkthrough and check what are the important types of testing. Yeah.
This whatever maintenance testing you mentioned, right, Harish? These all comes again. This will categorize as functional or non-functional only, right?
Any questions here?
Harish, are you able to hear me? Hello. Hello, Harish.
Sorry, Chandan. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, this maintenance testing, whatever you mentioned here, regression and maintenance testing, right? Again, it will fall under that functional or non-functional testing only, right? Or it's a purely functional testing only.
Yeah. See, both this regression testing will fall under functional testing, and maintenance testing will fall under non-functional testing. But why this is declared as a separate type of testing is because regression testing is not something like a functional testing. Already the test case are developed and it is stored in some particular point of time. But whenever I'm just quoting an example, don't take it as a definition. So whenever software upgrade is happened, you need to verify all the components of your product or software. You need to perform your regression testing, right? So are you going to redevelop all the test cases for your functionalities? Obviously no. Why? Because you have your test cases developed. You just need to execute and make sure that all the test cases are passed and in green color. So that's not a different type of testing, testing again, functional test, something like that. It's like maintenance. So you'll be maintaining this set of regression test scenarios in order to make sure that your product will be efficient. Okay. Did I answer your question, Chandan?
Thanks, Harish. I know. Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, no problem. Sorry, few of you were answering to the previous questions, but I was not able to listen due to the system sound settings. Sorry for that. Yeah. So if any questions,
If in case if there is an update in any functionality, then it comes. Then we need to make changes in the test cases, right? Like whatever we have designed the test cases, then those are also comes under the maintenance only, right?
exactly. That is your maintenance of your regression test cases, right?
Yep.
What are regression test cases? Basically, a test cases which has been already written to test a functionality. So now there is
Yes.
a change. Say for example, a button is moved from left to right, and button
Yes,
name is
yes.
changed. So now you need to
Okay.
maintain. If you don't change your script and maintain that in your regression, you cannot re-execute that in next upgrade. So that will come under maintenance testing.
Maintenance. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So what is the summary here? Like software testing is, it's an activity which you are performing in order to match the expected results with the actual results. Now, we already discussed an example for banking application, right? So if a customer is designing in a banking application who is taking the requirement gathering and performing this one, then after testing, after developing the mobile app or the web-based application, all the features and functionalities gathered by the BA should be working exactly as per the requirement document, which are the business BRD, business requirement document. Okay. So this activity is called as software testing. See, these are the very basic self-explanatory points. So if you have questions, or you see, this is more like, training yourself to be in a testing mindset. That's the reason I have kept very, very, very basic concepts here. So once you go through all these slides, or once you go through this theoretical part, right, you will be in a, in the phase of testing learning. So that's the reason I'm introducing all these terminologies, like what are software bugs, why the importance of testing, what is the need of testing, what exactly are going to do in testing. So this is not something like rocket science which we are going to learn each and every day. So that's the reason in the first introduction section I want to introduce all these activities for everyone. Okay, so any questions here? So this the slides I will be sharing, you can refer to that, and if you have queries, we are happy to discuss in our next sessions. And yeah, so typically testing will be classified into three categories, as I told: functional, non-functional, and maintenance testing. And the important strategies in testing would be the unit testing, integration testing, validation testing, system testing, and automation testing recently. Okay. Okay, so the screen, this is a self-explanatory screen, but still I want to discuss, and I want this session to be very interactive for this slide at least. Why? Because we are going to be a software tester, and a very good tester who knows all the fundamentals at the end of the training. But Can you agree that do you possess all these skills before we start the training? Okay, non-functional, non-technical skills. Yes, exactly, like analytical skills, communication skills are required, time management and organization skills are required. You should have a great attitude, not a good attitude. You should have a great attitude in order to be a proper software tester, and you should have passion towards testing. So yeah, next slide I will talk about the myth what we are having on testers. But before that, can everyone agree that non-technical skills, the analytical skills, communication, time management, great attitude and passion, does everyone agree? Do you have these skills? I will consider no response as no.
Yes, it's a no.
Yeah, I agree with Harish.
Thank you. Okay, so what technical skills do you need? Okay, so if you don't know any of the technical skills, don't worry. So the first thing would be the database or SQL knowledge. So as I told, we will be covering this in our syllabus, and knowledge of Linux commands. So it's not mandatory for everyone to learn Linux commands. Why? Because it's not guaranteed that you will be a tester in Linux environment. Most of the testers, around 50 to 80% are on Windows environment. So you can skip this one, or if required, we will also see basics of Linux command and shell scripting if time permits. Okay. The knowledge and hands-on experience in any of
Harish.
the. Sorry, there is a question.
Yeah, Harish. But make that Linux as a primary and Windows as a secondary, Harish. Then definitely it's going to be like helpful for the entire career for the tester's life. This is based on the experience I'm saying, Harish.
Yeah,
Definitely, from your end, you are mentioning that means hope everybody will listen to that and make sure that okay, Linux as a primary and Windows as a secondary, because based on the Linux techniques and on what basis it has been evolved, right? It definitely will give the much more flavor to the tester's profile all the time.
Yeah, completely agree with that, Chandan. Yeah, so yeah, definitely if you know Linux, so at max you'll be using only 5 to 10 commands in your day-to-day life, but there are a lot of Linux commands. Yeah, as Chandan told, Linux is one of the key skill which will help you to put completely out of the group. So if there are 100 testers, if you have a Linux command knowledge along with the testing skill set what you're learning now, you will be in the top one or two. So that's what Chandan is trying to tell. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chandan.
Thanks, Harish. At least you considered that. Thank you.
Yeah. So then you should have a hands-on knowledge on any of the test management tool. So don't worry too much about this test management tool. This is like playing a game, filling a form. Like in a book my show, you are booking a ticket, right? Similarly, you are going to raise a ticket for ticket means in the sense bug. You have identified something which is abnormal in your software testing, so you are going to raise that as a ticket. So it is that simple. So there are many test management tools like Bugzilla, which is open source. Jira is a commercial tool, and HPALM is a commercial tool. But still, Jira is preferably uh, required for you to go out to go to learn and go to the market. Okay. So I will see if I can show you configure and show you Jira tool in my laptop. If not possible, I will try to get some public Jira access and I will share with everyone. Okay. So then a defect tracking tool, which is similar to test management tool. So test management tool will help you to sort your test cases, to keep your test cases in an organized manner. Similarly, defect management tool is used to raise defects, track the defects, whether the developer has fixed the defects or not. If not, then what is the status of these defects? So to track that one. So we will discuss this one and hands-on experience in the automation tools. So these are the technical skills. So if you have non-technical skills, leave the technical skills with me. End of the training, we will be having more than the skills which is mentioned here. Okay. So what should be your academic background for this one? So academic background should be a software tester. For this, you should be an graduate or bachelor's degree in any of the computer science field related field. So preference would be BTech, BE, MCA, BCA, BSc and computers. So this will help you, any of these degrees, whatever mentioned here, will help you to quickly land into the market. And suppose if you don't have any of these degrees with you, so you should have ISTQB and CSTE certifications, which are done from you. But this is in abroad, like US and Australia or Canada, something in abroad countries. But in India, definitely you should have a degree. That's the minimum eligibility for you to enter into software. Okay. Finally, remuneration. So this is why many people are working, even including me. So how much does a software tester will get? Okay, it depends completely on company, organization to organization. But in US, average salary is around 45,000 to 75,000, and in India, the initial package for a fresher would be 2,50,000, and experience ranged around 1 to 2 years would be around 4,50,000. So this is the average salary. And in Australia, the average salary is around $65,000 to $98,000. So this is the average package, guys. Trust me, if you know all the syllabus or the high level components what we have in our course, the average salary in India would be around 9 lakhs to 10 lakhs with experience of 2 years, at least 2.5 years. And in Australia, it would be around 1 lakh plus dollars. Okay, it depends on case to case basis and individual basis, how soon you learn and what is the core fundamentals you know. So this is what the interviewers will search in you. Even I search, if I'm an interviewer, I search in everyone that whether you know tool or programming, I don't care. I first thing what I will try to look at you is to learn about your great attitude, as I told, a non-technical skill. So once you have great attitude, I will check whether you have a learning skill or not. If you are able to learn, then yeah, obviously we will be able to hire you. So that's what we need to focus on. And fundamentals of testing is required. So if you're coming with 5 years of experience, and even if you have great attitude and no technical skills, obviously I cannot select, right? So fundamentals of testing is definitely important in any of the core area where you belong to. Okay, what exactly the tester do in his day-to-day life? If any testers who are there in the meeting, can you guys respond?
But due to COVID, right, Harish, even senior test manager, they are expecting,
to write the code.
To do the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus they are expecting. And the salary, as you are talking, right?
Yeah.
Once after the COVID situation is out, then only we might be like recovered with again, freed up from that particular restrictions, I believe, Harish. That's the comment.
I can certainly agree to your point up to some extent, but not completely.
In
Why?
a way,
Because
COVID helped us a lot, Harish, because, even 14 plus or 15 plus or 20 plus also, even these guys also sitting and learning and how to start writing this automation, functional testing, non-functional testing, all other, these are all things, Harish. So definitely that's going to be like a helpful situation.
Exactly, agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, Chandan, a point to tell, we should also look for the opportunities in the crisis, right?
Definitely, because at that time, like this management side things will not work out, Harish. Definitely, as you are mentioning it, right? Like the technology and the amount, whatever you are mentioning as part of the remuneration for the technical guys, for the testers also, it matters a lot. Even this crisis time also, most of the technology companies are recruiting the technical specified guys with these are all, technologies who are whatever you mentioned in the course curriculum, right?
Yeah,
These are all required skills in that job
exactly.
description, by the way.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what exactly does a software tester do in his days? Like he'll be busy in understanding the requirement document. Why? Because if you don't understand the requirement document, you don't know what exactly to test. So he'll be reading the BRD documents, functional specification documents, change request documents, and he'll be creating test cases based on his requirement understanding. Then he'll be executing those test cases. He'll be reporting bugs, and he'll be fighting with developers to fix the bugs, and he'll be fighting with the integration or operational teams to release the artifacts what he has been testing. Okay, so these the testers day-to-day life. But to be unique, there is a learning channel as well. So testers have got hundreds of tools to learn. So yeah, so along with this, include learning as a part of your day-to-day activity. And career path, yeah, if you are a fresher and if you're out from college, you will be as a QA analyst. Or if you're a senior QA analyst, you will have at least, you should have minimum 2 to 3 years of experience. Or if you want to be a technical lead or a team lead in a quality assurance, you should have minimum 6 years of experience. And anything more than 8 to 11 years will be considered as test managers, and senior test managers are around 14 plus years of experience. And make sure that if there are people who are more experienced in this call, it doesn't mean that if you are 14 years experience or 16 years experience, you no need to write a code or you no need to develop a framework. So it's always good that you learn the code, write the code. It's never late. It's never late for us to learn. So as I told, right, you have got one of the coolest trainer on the planet to teach you programming language. So don't worry about your any language like Java. So this Java you're going to discuss here. So if you don't know Java, if you don't know to write coding, don't get panic. As I told you, I'm repeating it again. I'm going to download Java, install it in front of you guys, tell you the Java fundamentals, then we will be starting to write the code. Okay. Yeah. So we can continue from tomorrow, rest of the training. So for today, let's take a pause here. And I will take if any questions are there before I stop recording. Okay, let me stop recording.